welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time from our headquarters at Asmara with your domestic and international news in brief. I'm Zahra Badouri, but first we'll begin with your major headlines for this broadcast. Workshop of National Voluntary Blood Donors Association. Commendable health service provision, and more on your domestic. Turkish foreign minister meets Venezuelan president. At least 10 killed in an explosion at Kabul in Afghanistan. Welcome to your domestic in brief. The National Voluntary Blood Donors Association organized workshop on the 29th of this April in Asmara under the theme Institutional Integration for Community-Based Blood Donation Activity, indicating that to ensure the availability of the blood to patients requires development understanding of the public. Mrs. Alam Berha, chairperson of the association, said that the objective of the workshop was to develop community-based voluntary blood donation. Dr. Johannes de Geste, director of the National Blood Transfusion Service, on his part said that compared to previous years, blood collected in 2021 has increased by 90%, and that attests to the increased understanding of the public on the significance of voluntary blood donation in saving lives. Speaking at the association, Mr. Gabra Meskal Tasfazgi, head of the health promotion at the Ministry of Health, called for integrated effort on the part of all partners to enrich the National Blood Transfusion Service. The participants conducted extensive discussion on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations as well. Mr. Berha Hadgu, head of the Tesane Health Center, reported that the health center is significantly contributing in the reduction of maternity and child mortality rate. Mr. Berha further indicated that on the top of the regular health service provision, the health center is conducting follow-up on the health of children under age of 5, pre- and postnatal treatment, as well as a regular vaccination program to children. Mr. Berha went on to say that the pregnant women visiting the health center has increased by 88%, vaccination coverage by over 90%, and the number of pregnant women delivering at the health center has increased significantly. The health practitioners at the health center, on their part, said that the increased number of pregnant women visiting the center for checkup attests to the increased understanding of the public on health issues. On your final domestic meeting was organized in current to students as well as youth workers with a view to increase the culture of reading. At the meeting that was organized in cooperation with the Ministry of Education, the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, as well as current subzone administration, it was reported that the order to develop the culture of reading, there needs to enrich libraries with books, and that requires the cooperation of all partners. Pointing out on the significance of the developing of overall capacity, the participants called on the youth to properly use the already established libraries. They also called for organizing regular general knowledge competitions and debates, and as well as establishing reading clubs. Pointing out that that reading has significant contribution in the development of overall capacity, Mr. Yosef Obasilase, head of the educational office in the subzone, called on schools to give due attention. Up next with your reports on the global line. Do stay with us for more after this short break. And And your reports on the global line, Turkish Foreign Minister Molevent Gazavoglu was in Venezuela on Friday, April the 29th, to strengthen economic and political ties with the South American country and met with President Nicolas Maduro. Maduro welcomed Gazavoglu at Falafora's palace in Caracas, with the two meeting as part of a third-round meeting following a binational commission created in 2009. The two countries signed 7 agreements and a memorandum of understanding in the energy, culture, and trade sectors. There were no details of the pact and report. During the meeting, Maduro thanked Turkey for its support after economic sanctions imposed by United States on the South American country. Turkey has been an ally of Venezuela since the year 2018. It has increased exports of food and toiletries to the Caribbean nation. In addition, the South American country has reportedly sold gold to Turkey. On your final report, a powerful blast hit a mosque in western Kabul during prayers, killing at least 10 and wounding 20. The latest in the spate of attacks on Afghanistan's palaces of worship and civilian targets during the holy month of Ramadan. Bismillah Habib, deputy spokesman for the Afghan Interior Ministry, said the explosion went off on Friday at the Khalifa Guljan mosque in the western Kabul at about 2 p.m. local time. Hundreds of worshippers had gathered for prayers on the last Friday of Ramadan, and the mosque was packed. Wahid, an Afghan in his 30s, said he was home when he heard about the blast and rushed to the mosque right away, knowing his brother was there. He recalled the scene of mayhem, the screams and shouts for help. However, he helped carry the wounded to ambulances. Ambulances, however, raced to the site, driving up to the end of a narrow street in the eastern neighborhood of Kabul to reach the mosque. A worker at another hospital said it received 49 wounded victims and 5 bodies. 10 of the patients were in critical condition, as reports came, with about 20 admitted to the burnt units. Saeed Faisal Haga, head of the mosque, said someone believed to be a suicide bomber joined in the ceremony and detonated explosives. Reporters say perpetrators have not yet been found, but will be punished as soon as they're captured. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief. Until we're back with some more news, stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. But until then, these are your major headlines for this broadcast in review. Workshop of National Voluntary Blood Donors Association as your primary domestic. Commendable health services provision and meeting to develop the culture of reading within your final domestic. On your international, Turkish foreign minister meets Venezuelan president. And lastly, at least 10 killed in explosion at the capital Kabul in Afghanistan. That is all for now. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.